Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. We have our first submission from talon1958 for his competition with Angelina75. In this game, Talon has selected the Hummel, the Tier 6 German SPG, with the stock gun, and he's on the south spawn of Serene coast. So I'm anticipating that he's going to have quite a good game. Game on. Okay, well, he's headed off to the west side of the map to try and get the shots on the enemy. With the short-range stock howitzer, he's capable of creating a damage of 480 alpha, penetrating 38mm of armor, and with a reload time by the book of 25.31, but Talon's got it down to 20.50. Now, what he's actually doing, which is a little dangerous, but he's moving a bit further forward than normal. Most people will sit at the back, and he's now aiming at the enemy tanks, and you see he's got good range on that Panzer IV Ausführung 8 who's sitting there, not moving about much. Rounds out, and well, he caught him there at the far extent of his reach. Okay, that looks a much better position to be firing at, but he sees that VK and he wants that kill. So he's re-aiming at that guy. You can see he can reach right at the back of the map. Well, unfortunately, we lost sight of that VK, but he fired the round in anyway. It is quite an interesting position because he doesn't have the protection of the rock. He can't run behind the rock if an enemy tank gets too close to him. There's that Panzer IV. And he's dialing in on that spot. He's going to fire blind. I just saw the tracer from the enemy Arty. It looks like it's coming out from the usual position. Now he's backing up a little bit because they're getting a bit close. He doesn't want to get spotted by them. But that Panzer IV is trying to come up out of the dip. Okay, we've got a T-34-85M over on the west side. We've got a T-34-85, a standard one, in the dip with the Panzer IV, and there's another tank in there with him as well. There's the Panzer IV. He gets a shot, he fires. Oh my gum, he's got his first kill. Yep, he managed to take out that Panzer IV. He got the shell close enough to actually splash him to death. Okay, that's a nice tank to take out. The Panzer IV Schmaltern, the one with the cages on, or the Schützen on the side of the vehicle. But they're wire Schützen, and it's got the Schmaltern turret, which is slightly better than the standard one. Okay, that T-34-85 is coming up from the dip. We're going after the KV-1SA, who's very badly wounded. We're not loaded yet, but we are now. Rounds out, and oh, he took it. He took some damage. It said critical hit, but it said it's close. So it must have landed behind him, but we didn't see an explosion to that one. In actual fact, the enemy tank has been wiped out, so he's now going after the KV-222. Direct hit on the engine deck. Arty is just about the only tank who can reliably take down either the Panzer II Ausführung J or the KV-222, which are the terrors of their tiers because they're so heavily armoured. The KV-222, as you know, has a Tier 7 hull on a Tier 5 tank. The turret is Tier 5, but the hull is actually Tier 7 because it's a KV-3 hull. Well, we've lost sight of all of the enemy tanks except... oh, there's the Schmaltern. Okay, he's been spotted. Rounds out. And that's another kill. A splash kill again. He landed the shell right next door to him. And that's the end of his game. The blast radius is 6.7 meters. So yes, you can get the shell reasonably close to actually do some damage. The KV-222 is moved. There he is. Remember, that's Tier 7 hull. Rounds out. 31 hit points from that one. Okay, he's backed off a bit, but we do have a light tank in the area, an AMX CLC. Now, if he can get reasonably close, he might be able to spot that guy for us, and we'll do some more damage to him. We're loaded. Okay, notice how we got a slight Rescue Bloom there, just as we loaded. And he's now looking towards that VK3002M, who's hiding between the houses. Now he's on the move. Normally when he's on the move, you have to do a leading shot. I think that's what Talon's going to try. Well, he didn't anticipate that turn, that sudden turn, and the KV-222 is pulling back. So yes, Talon is going to have to move forward to get shots on the enemy. Scores are even at the moment. Okay, he's going to go to the aim now. In fact, he suddenly noticed a Talk 2 on the enemy teams on the peninsula. Now that would be a perfect target because he can get a shot on that one and get a kill. And he does. That's good work. That's good working on the minimap because he actually spotted that one on the minimap, saw that the Talk was very short on health, and then planted the round just where it would do the most damage. Now, I think the AMX CLC is hiding in that knockdown tree. We saw where he is on the minimap, and he got a direct hit. The guy was hiding there, spotting our guys, and unfortunately, he hadn't considered that he was spotted before he went unspotted, and so it was still there on the minimap where he was. And so he got a direct hit on target. Now that AMX is probably very short on health now. Okay, the VK's hiding and he's gone. Okay, there's a T67 was seen in a dip, but we don't know where he is now. We're looking for that bush again. Is he still there? Well, no he's not, because he's actually come out from there. He was too worried about getting hit again. And I think he's going to come... No, he's not coming through the arch. Can we get a shot? No, he's gone. Taken out by the T67. Okay, we've got the enemy T67 now. Unfortunately, he moves directly after Talon fires. But remember, with the stock gun, you reload a lot quicker than you do with the top gun. I know some players like the top gun. They think that they can fire over the entire range of the map, and it's a faster shell. It is faster, but it's got a much flatter trajectory. And that means you've got less chance of hitting the target because you might find that there's obstructions in the way, or that the shell is inaccurate at the other end. Its dispersion is too high. Now, he's probably close enough to get a shot on that M44. There's still one enemy tank out there somewhere, an Achilles. Well, the M44 just died. There's the Achilles. And he's full health. Not anymore, he isn't. He just got a hit, and Talon's styling in to put a round into his rear. Rounds out. This should be interesting. 143, and he got the stun assist. And that means there's only one enemy tank left. It's an AMX-13 F3AM. There he is. He's right next door to the lake. Let's hope he fights it out. I always like it when an Arty player fights to the bitter end. I'll never kill myself. Not intentionally. Oh, he got a direct hit. Well, with his first replay of this week's contest, Talon managed to get a second-class tanker in the Hummel. He also got a bruise the medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he managed to get 10 in this one. And his win rate was 1,864, which is very good. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he was fourth on damage on his team, but not fourth on damage overall. There were 2 members of the enemy team who scored better than he did, which means that he's in 6th place overall on damage with 1,090 hit points. The highest scorer in the game being the T-3485M on the enemy team with 1,792. Not enough to get a high caliber though, wasn't 20% of the enemy hit pool. And the T-67 on our own team, who did manage to get the highest damage on our team, he got a Pescucci's medal. When it came to kills, he's up near the... Well, he's actually joint top with the T-67 who got 3 kills. Talon got 3 kills. And then in joint second place was the Churchill 3 with 2 kills and the T-3485 on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, he's in 4th place because the Churchill 3 managed 912. Nashorn managed 674. So did the Cromwell. And then we've got Talon directly behind them, but only a short distance behind, 7 experience points behind. So they were very evenly matched, considering the Cromwell did less damage than the Aslain, but the Talon was very close behind them with 667. He fired 15 rounds, so good amount of shots in the game. 5 direct hits on the enemy, no penetrations at all. Even the AMX CLC, which he got that blind hit on, there he is. The dude, or no, the Doob is his name. He actually hit him for 197 hit points, and he just aimed using the minimap, and it worked perfectly, and he got a lovely shot on that guy. But yes, he didn't get any pens, but he did get 12 splashes. Damage of 1,090 hit points, all of it done at more than 300 meters. He damaged 8, killed 3, so missed out on getting that Confederate by just 1 tank. If he'd actually hit that AMX-13F3 or even the M44 towards the end of the game, he would have qualified for the Confederate, and then he might have actually got a medal. But as it is, he took away a profit of 74,204 credits, and he got 2,001 experience points, and that was the end of his first game. He set the target at a 2nd class and a bruiser. So let's have a look at his second replay. The next game is with the GW E100, the Tier 10 German SPG, and we're on the south spawn of Halluf. Well, like the tank destroyer that just passed us, which was a Jaegeru, this is a figment of Wargaming's imagination, because they never made an Arty from the E100, and I doubt they ever would have. It was one of those cancelled projects by Hitler. They didn't want to go ahead and build it, and Wargaming came up with it as the solution, or rather the Arty that would actually make the Tier 10. They didn't really have anything else that they could actually use other than maybe the GW Tiger, but they'd already put that in at Tier 9, so that's why it was excluded from the Tier 10 position. Mind you, considering the Conqueror gun carriage is also a fake Arty, so it's not really surprising that they came up with a fake Arty for the German. Okay, now he's going to be guessing where the enemy is. There he is. Oh, he's got him. Let it settle. Okay, work out where he's going. Rounds out. Looks good. Well, he got a bit of splash for 101, and he's now moving to avoid counter battery. Now, as you know, the E100 project was cancelled by Hitler. He was more in favour of the mouse, although the company that was actually producing the E100 did go ahead and actually build the hull, even if they didn't build the turret. The turret it was originally going to get was going to be the same as on the mouse. And they did build 2 of those, but they never got to put the turret on the E100. Okay. Now he's aiming towards the northwest corner of the map, where there's plenty of targets to aim at. And I think he's about to do some serious damage to these guys. Rounds out. That was a direct hit. Yes, exclude the shell that landed on the ground and missed the target. That was from the 212A that's just behind us at the moment. Yep, he fired the shot that missed. He's halfway up the bank there. But Talon's shot was a direct hit on the enemy tank. And he must have done some serious damage, although it was a blind shot by the time it impacted. Okay, he's moving closer. He doesn't have to move closer. It's a 21 centimeter howitzer. It's his main armament. And now he's aiming at the enemy. Yeah, the Progetto is missing a lot of hit points, and he's about to get struck again if this hits target. And it does. 401, another good shot. Now the alpha from this Arty is 900. Yes, 21 centimeters is the caliber, but 900 is the alpha. It's a lot of damage. Technically, it should be higher if you think about it, because after all, a 21 centimeter is bigger than a 20.3 centimeter. But Wargaming has just given it the value they have. Well, that was the 212A just killing the Progetto. So now we're going to aim at some of the other enemy targets. So he fires a splash shot round in, and he got some damage off the 60 TP. Now, you may be wondering why he's actually getting closer to the enemy tanks in this corner. Well, with good reason, actually, because there is a Sharp Future 4 who's trying to come up the valley on this end of the map. And what he's trying to do is actually chase his own tanks through this corner and out the other end. If so, then he's going to have a much better chance of surviving if any of the enemy tanks, such as that E50M, decide to cross the valley and try and get revenge on him. Now, it does kind of make it more difficult for him to actually get shots on the enemy from this spot, because his howitzer has to raise fairly high in order to get a shot in that direction. That's where the Lodovka was seen, the fridge, or the Heshbarn as others might call it, rounds out in the E50. Oh, that hurt him. 414 hit points. Now you see why he moved position. He's actually getting away from the enemy tanks who are trying to make it up this side of the map. And he's actually positioned himself very well. And now you can see the 2128 took his advice and he's off in this direction as well. And now some of our teammates are heading back towards the cap. Meanwhile, he's chasing his teammates through the corner onto the enemy cap area. Now those shields, the covers over the actual tracks, actually do protect the running gear from any damage from blast. So E100s are actually slightly better at withstanding some damage. I'm afraid that hill happens to be in the way, but he can get shots on the units. Ramps out. Oh, another good shot. 392. Okay, E50M. Let's mark that target. He says, I like that target. I want to get shots on him. That E50 must be really upset because he came over this side of the map expecting to find Talon and kill the GW E100 that hurt him. And now all of a sudden he's not there anymore. He must really be wondering where Talon went. Well, that Udez is very badly damaged. And if he backs up, he's going to back up into our shell. Come on, you want to do it. Now there's the E50 getting involved. Okay, so we can damage him. Work out. That's it. Work out where he's going. He's been hit by the 212. Rounds out. Direct hit again. 389 this time. He's tracked on one side as well. Those guys have been so badly damaged, I don't think they're going to survive very much longer. Yes, that E50, he must be really hurting. Only a few more seconds. Standard reload for this Arty. 37.39. He's gone. The E50's out of the game. We're looking at a strip 103B, other side of the battlefield. We're lining up on him. If we can get a shot into the side of him, we could penetrate him. He's in siege mode. Rounds out. Oh, it overshot. I think that's the first bad shot we've seen from Talon today. Everything else was as intended. He's still marking the target to let his teammate in the Cranvarn know that's what he's after. The enemy Arty is still firing at the Cranvarn. There's only one Arty left on their team. It's an M53, M55. Now, a difficult shot on the strip, but can we get it? Here we go. Load it. Rounds out. Yes! Oh, it wasn't a penetration, but it was a very good shot. 456 hit points. And that Striv is now really hurting because look at that. He's stunned. The Cranvarn's tempting him. And the Tanvarn's only got 16 hit points left. Oh, well, the enemy Arty just got the Cranvarn, but we know where the enemy Arty is now. He is definitely on the south of the east side of the map. Okay, we're about to take the Striv. If we can land a shell near him, rounds out. This could get a kill. It is. He got him. Now, the other enemy Arty is somewhere in this vicinity. We haven't got somebody over there. And oh, no, he's gone. He crashed. Well, I'm very disappointed to say that enemy M53, M55 must have jumped off the cliff to avoid being killed at the end to award the bonus to Talon's team. But Talon played the game fair and square and tried to get as much damage as he could and he did incredibly well. He got a third-class tanker out of that game, as well as a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 8. And his win rate from that game was 2,456, which is higher than the previous one that he got from the Hummel. This is Unicum standard. But sadly, I'm afraid he doesn't improve his position. He's still got a second class and a bruiser as the set standard for Angelina75 to beat. Let's have a look at team score and see how he managed to do it. Well, in this game, he got the 4th highest damage on his team, yet again. But unfortunately, there were 2 players on the enemy team who beat him on hit points, and that means he's on 6th place yet again on damage. He managed to get 2,606 hit points. The highest scorer in the game was the Jaeger, who got 4,295, and he got a steel wall because he didn't get 20% of the enemy hit pool. He didn't get a high caliber. When it came to kills, it was the T110E5 did the best. He got 3 kills in that game. 2 kills went to the Jaeger, the CC1 Mark II, and to the Strib 103B and the Char Milli 75. Talon only got the 1 kill out of that game. And when it came to base XP, it was the CC1 Mark II who did the best in that one. 1,075 to him, and that's down to the fact that he was a lower tier than the other tanks. It was a tier 10 game, but it did have tier 9 tanks in it. He managed 1,075 base XP. 979 went to the T110E5, and 876 went to the Jaeger, who got the steel wall. And Talon, well, he's way down the table on this basis, 673. Not really his fault. He did put up a good game. 10 shots fired, which is reasonable. 6 direct hits on the enemy. No penetrations, 9 splash. I say 10 shots is reasonable because he was moving about quite a lot. And when you're moving, you can't shoot. So obviously you have to anticipate you're going to have less shots in a game. But of course, if you do what Talon did, you stay alive for the entire game. If he'd actually stayed near the cap area, that E50M would have found him and killed him. So he actually preserved his ability to play in the game. And of course, he got that kill on the Striv at the end of the game. He got 2,606 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damaged 5 the enemy, killed 1. So unfortunately, was 2 shots or 2 damaged enemy tanks away from getting a Confederate. He earned a profit of 23,297 credits from the game. He got 5 bombs because it was tier 10. And he also picked up 4,039 experience points from the game as well. Yes, he did play a blinder of a game, really. I think I'd be happy with a game like that. But sadly, it's not improving his score, so he's going to have to go away, play again, see if he can get a better one. And of course, in the meantime, Angelina, who won last week's contest and got the Lion with an ace tanker, she closed the game out on, I think it was Wednesday last week, wasn't it? Or may have been Thursday, but she certainly won ahead of time. So if Talon wants to win this one, he's going to have to pull the stops out and see if he can do another one. So I hope you enjoyed both of those replays. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.